10 lessons from Rich Dad Poor Dad that are more relevant today than ever before. The Rich Dad Poor Dad book was written more than 20 years ago, but it is more relevant today than ever before. The lessons in this phenomenal book are timeless, and they will always be relevant because the principles of financial literacy are universal. These are not fads, but life philosophies that you need to know and implement. The book is a must-read for anyone who wants to get ahead in life and learn how to build wealth. In the book, Robert Kiyosaki illustrates how to build passive income by using real estate as an example. Building passive income is the key to financial freedom. To do so, the general rule is to find an asset that appreciates in value on its own and buy it with cash. One of the best examples of this is investing in real estate, where you can purchase a house and rent it out for profit. In his book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Kiyosaki stresses the fact that investing for capital gains alone is a risky strategy. In a similar vein, legendary investor Warren Buffett too advises people to invest in productive assets that produce steady cash flow. This strategy is in contrast to investing for capital gains alone, which can be a risky investment strategy. Here are 10 lessons from Rich Dad Poor Dad. Number 1. Know the difference between an asset and a liability. The first lesson that is relevant today is the importance of generating lasting cash flow. Cash flow is a measure of how much cash you have coming in and how much is going out on a monthly basis, and it's important to know this figure before making any major financial decisions. An asset is something that gives you income, while a liability is something that costs you money. Rich people acquire assets. The term asset is often used to describe anything of value. It can be tangible or intangible, and it can be physical or financial. Assets are typically considered as long-term investments because they have the potential to generate future income for the owner. Assets are usually categorized as either tangible or intangible assets. Tangible assets include things like property, vehicles, and other physical items that can be seen and touched. Intangible assets include things like patents, copyrights, trademarks, and other intellectual property rights. Number 2. The rich don't work for money, they make money work for them. If you want to be rich, the first thing you need to do is stop working for money. Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad teaches that the rich make their money by investing in assets like real estate and stocks. They know that their wealth will grow if they invest in assets, instead of just working for money. This is true as long as the asset is increasing in value. The rich know that if they only work for money, the wealth will not grow. They should invest in assets such as stocks and bonds. The wealthy usually have low expenses, and with time their wealth will grow. This means that if you want to be financially free, you will have to take risks, invest your money wisely, and continuously develop your personal skills. Number 3. Pay yourself first. This is a financial advice that encourages people to save money before paying bills or spending money. This is because the first money you earn is yours to keep, and not to your bills or other expenses. This way, you will have more time and ability to pay your expenses and bills. The term originated in George Clayson's classic book, The Richest Man in Babylon. This is one of the best-selling books on personal finance that has been translated into dozens of languages since its publication in 1926. In this book, Clayson shares a series of timeless principles that have helped countless people achieve their financial dreams. Clayson tells the story of a young man who follows the advice of an old man and becomes rich. The book is divided into chapters with a list of rules given at the beginning of each chapter. 1. The 10 golden rules include saving 10% or more of what you earn, and that it's easier to get rich slowly by saving and investing than to get rich quickly by borrowing money. Number 4. The importance of financial intelligence. Financial intelligence is a vital component of the modern workforce. It is important for all levels of employees, including those at the top, as well as entrepreneurs. Financial intelligence is not just about having a good understanding of numbers and charts. It also involves understanding how to manage money and make financial decisions. It is not just about making more money, but also about being able to avoid making bad decisions that can lead to debt, bankruptcy, or even poverty. The way to grow your financial IQ is to acquire knowledge. You can start by reading books about money and finance, listen to podcasts, watch lectures, and try to understand how money works. Number 5. You can create something from nothing. Sounds like a weird advice, but it's true. In the 21st century, it is becoming more and more difficult for people to make a living. It is not just about money, but also about how creative you are in terms of financing your lifestyle. There are many ways to get something for nothing, but most of them require creativity and effort. 95% of people believe that many things in life are more complicated than they should be. There is some truth to this statement, but we must also understand that many problems in life are solvable with creativity and effort. You can use your creative mind and create assets. Out of thin air, a good idea, which is both monetizable and that can be financed, can create riches out of nothing. Number 6. You're either on your way up or on your way down. This is a phrase that has been said for centuries, and it's very true. In the world of business, you need to be constantly looking for ways to grow and improve yourself in order to succeed. If you're not doing this, then you'll be on your way down. In order to get ahead in life, you need to have a plan that will help you get there and stick with it. You should also always be looking for ways to improve yourself so that when opportunities arise, you can take them instead of being stuck in the same place. Number 7. The dangers of working for someone else. There are many reasons why the rich own their own business. They can't get rich working a job, they can't make enough money working for someone else, and they will never be able to retire if they don't start investing in themselves. The rich are not just the ones who work less hours than the average person. They are also the ones who know how to invest in themselves by owning their own business. According to a study by the World Economic Forum, the richest 10% of the population in terms of wealth only work 3 hours a day. That's less than the average person. But what sets them apart from everyone else is that they know how to invest in themselves by owning their own business. So, if you truly want to break free from the rat race, you need to start thinking about starting a business, even part-time. Number 8. You have to know what others don't know. This is the most important thing to know when investing in the stock market, in real estate, or anything else. When you know what others don't, you can make more money. It's sometimes called information arbitrage. In order to invest successfully, it's important to know what others don't know. You have to be able to see things that other people just can't see. You have to be able to spot opportunities that are hidden from view. There are a lot of ways for investors and traders to find out information that other people don't have access to, but there are some common sources of information as well. The more you learn this and master it, the richer you could potentially become. Number 9. The successful entrepreneur needs to be inspired and motivated by an inner drive. In order to be successful, an entrepreneur needs to have an inner drive. The drive can be a passion for the product they are building, or it can be inspired by something they want to change in the world. Whatever it is, the drive is what drives them and keeps them going even when everything seems hopeless. The most successful entrepreneurs are driven by an inner motivation that pushes them forward through tough times and inspires them to do their absolute best work. Number 10. How to pay less taxes legally and win the game of money. One of Kiyosaki's main tenets is the power of corporations. He teaches us that in order to pay less taxes legally, you need to understand the tax code. It might be the secret sauce to wealth creation. The tax code is a lengthy document with complex language and many hidden intricacies. It can be tedious to read through, but it's worth it. The reason is that the tax code has many provisions that can save you money by encouraging you to start your own company. Consult a professional and seek ways to reduce your tax burden. We hope you enjoyed this video. We encourage you to watch other videos like this one on our channel, and subscribe and get notified on future videos.